Hi Taurus, I hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome back, and welcome to those of you who are new here. My name is Jackie and I do tarot, astrology, numerology, psychology reading for all the signs each week. This week, today, is a special reading. I'm only doing deep love read. A lot of you guys have been asking me for it. I used to do them once a month, and then I fell away from it, making it more just focused on the general. A lot of you guys have been asking me to do it. So I'm not doing my general readings, but I do have a video posted that takes us through the end of the month, right, for each of the signs. And so I'm going to be doing in a few days for the general collective. But today's going to be for singles, couples, and complicated. I'm going to timestamp below the way I normally do. Remember, same thing though, even with the relationship read. I definitely recommend you check your rising sign. Why? Your rising sign rules a lot. It rules your body, yourself, your appearance, how you begin things, your attitude, your identity, your approach to life. The rising sign is super important to understand. Your sun sign is your ego consciousness, your moon sign is your emotions, and Venus is how you approach relationship, money, and your sense of self. So those are, well, I'm getting a lot of questions. Why do you keep saying to look at your rising sign first? That is why. Okay, and also your rising sign does drive the house placements that we're talking about, right? So even if, like, say, for example, maybe you're a Taurus sun, but a Pisces rising, your house placements are going to be different than what we discuss here. But you're still going to resonate. You know, you could still very well resonate, just maybe not as strongly. Okay, so let's just lay some cards down for our single friends. Getting right into things. We got two there. You know, I feel like these two need to go together. I don't know, they came out together, so let's keep them together. Let's see what's going on for our Taurus friends who are single. So, a couple of energies going on this month. This month in general, we have the new moon in Leo. That's going to be hitting on August 8th. We have Mercury entering Virgo on the 11th, which is aka the Ten of Swords energy. So it's going to be an end of a very challenging time. So if you've been single, I have to tell you, having the new moon in the 4th house, having to do with your ability to feel grounded, rooted, and safe and secure. With Venus and Libra in the 6th house, you might be meeting somebody, guys. You could easily be meeting somebody at work or somebody just in the store, like a very day-to-day kind of thing. That's like, because Venus and Libra is going to be in your 6th house. So there's going to be the strong desire for relationship. So strong energy for relationship, right? Strong energy to look at fairness and what it is that you really want, and getting into something very healthy, especially those of you who are single now. So we have the Fool, the Six of Cups, the Emperor, and the Knight of Wands. Okay, so some of you still may be sort of entertaining an energy from your past, but I kind of feel like a lot of you are just moving past it. There's this really nice moving past energy. We have the Fool, which is Uranus. Uranus is about fresh path, the new perspective being clarified by the Six of Cups, getting past something from the past, right? Even if you're feeling nostalgic about it, even if you're thinking about reconnecting with somebody, even if you're trying to figure out how could that relationship that I was in back then ever work in the future, right? But what I like about this, it's very sort of balanced and healthy in that you're recognizing if you weren't treated the right way in the past, you're not having that anymore. It's like good riddance to that, because that is being clarified by the Emperor, which is a leadership energy, which is about taking charge. This is Aries, ruled by Mars, fresh path, new perspective. This could absolutely indicate you meeting somebody new who's really sexy, who's very fired up, very almost like the kind of energy where it's like you feel like they at least you feel like you swallowed a box of fireworks kind of thing. But the Emperor energy can be meeting somebody who has very similar values to you, which is really nice. So fantastic in that way. So it's like you guys get each other. Really nice energy. And the Knight of Wands, look, wands are will, passion, motivation, but it is also like, it is a phallic symbol. So it's very fiery. It's a Scorpio. Scorpio does rule sex. It's a Scorpio and Sagittarius energy. So you might be meeting a Scorpio, a Sagittarius, or somebody with those. Well, we all have everything in our chart. We all have Scorpio and Sagittarius somewhere. But, like a heavier placement, it could certainly be that. But things speeding up. So you're meeting somebody and then things speeding up. Like where you've been feeling blocked. So you're meeting somebody, Taurus, I'm really liking this for you. This is a really nice. I'm just trying to think like where, well, you have Uranus in your first house of self, so why not? Uranus is about shocking surprises, right? And we have that North Node in Gemini in that second house of things that matter to you, things of value, so I like that for you. Yes, why not? Yes, and we have Neptune and Pisces in the 11th. Nice energy to dream about goals and wishes and future. So I'm going to tell you something. Some of you, Neptune and Pisces, Six of Cups, Fool, Emperor. Some of you may be connecting with a friend, because Neptune is in your house of friendships, that you used to know. Maybe you were with them, maybe you weren't, or maybe you just, I don't feel like there was a relationship before. I don't feel like it. I feel like this is somebody, a lot of you are going to be connecting with somebody from the past, online, because 11th house is ruled by Uranus, and Uranus rules technology. So some of you may be meeting somebody again from your past online, but in a different way, and you guys are having this conversation, you're realizing that you have all these things in common. But this, again, does not have to be anybody that you were with. This could just be an old friend. Maybe somebody you went to school with, somebody you worked with a million years ago. Or maybe somebody you dated like twice when you were like 12, whatever. It doesn't mean. But we have, going to be in an emotional stalemate. I mean, not a big deal, but you're going to need to make a decision. You want to protect yourself. You're scared. Just know that you're scared. But the situation's not going away. So make sure you communicate whatever you need. What? See, I'm telling you to communicate as my throat chakra closes. I mean, I'm wondering if it's because we have this Venus and Libra energy in the 6th house. But before that, let me just say something about this month, okay? Not to be confusing. My apologies. Until the 15th, we have Mars and Venus in your 5th house of falling in love, love affairs, romance. It works on the friendship axis and all of that. What is Mars and Venus together? Very good energy. They work well together. Venus softens Mars up, and Mars makes Venus a little more driven, right, to balance something out. So these energies are good together, unless you're not feeling too good about life right now, and the shadow manifestation could absolutely be manipulation, passive-aggressive manipulation within relationship. Then Mercury joins Mars, and then Venus leaves, okay? So there's this very sort of, I just want to say, like, the blanket energy I'm getting for this month is very fired up about ending a painful era in your life, painful time, having to do with relationships, and feeling very motivated to go in a different direction. But it's also an energy where you want to make sure that you don't gloss over some potential deeper issues that you identify early on that need to be discussed, because you can end up resenting the person later on. So you know how sometimes in the beginning of a relationship, it's easy in the beginning to gloss over something or discount something as important because we're not really committed and entrenched yet. So have your spidey senses on if you're thinking about long term, and pay attention to language and figure out if there's something that's just hitting you a little funny, address it in a calm way. Not in an accusatory way, but in a calm way. So it does seem like something's going to be putting you in the space of two minds. Now, these two came out together. So we have the Five of Pentacles working with the King of Wands. So the Five of Pentacles, first of all, is a very psychologically based card, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that you're actually having financial issues. You might be feeling, or you're actually as alone as you feel, because this is a test. Pentacles can mean mental, physical, emotional connection in addition to money. So it could be both of those or one of them. But feeling in a space where you're feeling like you're being tested, or you might be dealing with some sort of financial issue, or at least you're afraid, you're fearing for your security, right? Or some of you may be sort of still nursing the pain of a breakup, and you're of two minds where you're like, I want to go with this person, I want to meet somebody new, I want to go, but you might be in this space where that person's energy is still lingering on you, and you want to be careful that it's not making you think a little funny, either that you have to be more perfect than you are, or somebody needs to be perfect, or anything like that, because this is King of Wands is a very high standards energy. This is an energy of being very open, very self-aware, but then we have this under it, this idea of feeling this sense of lack. So, how does that often equate? Either you might be struggling with this, or somebody that you meet might be struggling, this idea of them feeling a sense of lack within themselves, and because of that, they want to come off as being more higher standards, more than they are, more self-aware than they actually are, right? And this idea of a free spirit as well. So there might be some commitment issues that are being cooked up here as well. Either something that you're experiencing or somebody that you're meeting. And then we have the star energy, which means it's time for you to, honestly, just meet a soulmate already. I mean, it's time. It's time. The star. The star. In numerology, this is connected to the strength energy, which indicates that something very beautiful right here can happen, but there's this need to balance something out. There's this need to, whatever it is, look at ego, look at your ego, their ego, the idea of ego, but wherever there might be some sort of imbalance in that energy, but this does indicate you're destined to be with somebody, and this is also an energy for a change for the better after a difficult time. And I feel like, because a lot of you have this Mercury and Virgo in the 5th house, and in Tarot, the Mercury and Virgo energy is the 10 of Swords. And what is the 10 of Swords? It's an ending of something that there was a history to. And it's the finality and the release of that something that's releasing you from that frustration and that stress. Even if it's painful, the end of something challenging is done. So now you can transform into a healthier space with fresh eyes and a new mindset. But there's got to be this letting go. So you want to make sure, though, that as you're letting go, you want to pay attention. If you really want to be in a relationship, do you have a fear of intimacy? Is there a fear of commitment? Or are you opening yourself up too quickly to somebody who has all the right words, but at the end of the day, they may have an issue with commitment, and you might be feeling a little vulnerable because of that last situation, but you're in a space of healing, though, right now. And then we have the 3 of Wands, which is one of the good fortune energies, right? This is an indicator for a really important relationship and moving on. Now, you might be dealing with somebody who's unconventional for you, and what I mean by that is maybe they're a different culture, they're from a different country, they're a different personality than somebody that you would normally go for, right? Because it's a Sun in Aries energy, so there's this focus on different and new compared to what you've been in the past. So some of you are just very sort of focused on new, different, and basking kind of in that uniqueness. Just make sure you try to stay balanced, both feet on the ground there. We have the beautiful 8 of Swords energy. Now, this is very auspicious for new beginnings, clear thinking, really nice, very mentally agile, very assertive energy, not aggressive, but assertive, and I'm not going to be surprised. I mean, you can have Mars with Venus, and then when Venus leaves, Mercury and Mars are going to be hanging out together. So there's a lot of fire energy going on here that can really incite these new beginnings, but you want to make sure that you are assertive and not aggressive, right? For sure. I have to tell you what I'm getting, though, for some of you. I just feel like some of you are in the space of really wanting to fix something from the past. Wanting something to be more fair because it became overwhelming. And you're recognizing that maybe you guys didn't pay attention to the relationship in the way that you needed to pay attention to it, or you were focusing on the wrong things, and you may still have fire in your belly for somebody. The reason I'm saying that is because when we're dealing with 10s and 9s, this is something where there's a history, And then, well, these are clarifying, though, the justice energy, which tells me that there might have been this realization that something was just not fair. Something was just not balanced. Your emotional needs weren't being met, but you're realizing this now. And this is an energy, if you're dealing with somebody from the past, this is getting over past obstacles and getting what you want. So I have to tell you, I see a lot of you being very confused. Those of you resonating with like that. Others of you may be feeling this low-key, not talking to anybody about it, really focused on having a new beginning, not compromising for anything that doesn't feel anything less than fair, because you're just so friggin' done. You're done, but you're not really done. We have the 10 and then the 9 of Wands, meaning you're just so tired and just so overwhelmed and burdened by the whole idea of relationship, but you do still have fire in your belly to give it a go. So depending on where you guys are at, some of you obviously it would be ridiculous. I don't know you. I don't know your personal transits. I don't know what's aspecting what in your personal chart. This is just a general message for the archetype of Taurus having to do only with love. But I do feel like some of you, different ages, different stages, are still nursing some sort of past pain. Even though you don't want to, you're right? I mean, we say it's very hard to get these things off our soul. But it does look like there's going to be some really nice healing here. Let's see what we have. Okay. Yeah, so it does seem like, a lot of you are getting it. Now, whatever situation you're getting over, it could have been last week, last month, last year, 3 years ago. It doesn't matter. And it also depends on the dynamic, obviously, the relationship. Were you married? Were you not? How long were you together and all of that? But there was dishonesty at play. And the truth of it came out. Somebody was very selfish, dishonest, overstepped boundaries, whatever the case was. And you realize that it wasn't the right thing for you, right? I mean, the Eight of Swords energy is just like feeling very trapped, feeling in that moment, feeling somebody was being either dishonest or selfish. Doesn't necessarily mean that they were cheating or anything like that, but they were just like not who they said they were, right? Let's just put it that way, right? Because the Seven of Swords is a moon and Aquarius energy. Moon's emotions, Aquarius is different than what I'm showing you, right? And then this realization came in, this conversation happened, and you're realizing, wow, not what I thought it was. And then you're in the space of saying, okay, I feel very trapped in this kind of energy here, but you're having a hard time pulling yourself. You were having a hard time pulling yourself out of it. You may even still be having a hard time completely kind of rehabbing yourself from that energy and feeling this conflict, right? There might have been a lot of conflict within the connection, or you might just be in this space of conflict now. Maybe you guys haven't been together for a long time, but you're battling, like you're having this battle of wills within yourself. Could certainly be that. Queen of Cups, very nice energy to have clarified by the Three of Swords, because the Queen of Cups is very big. It's a Gemini and Cancer energy in astrology. So it's about communication, about what makes you feel grounded, rooted, and safe and secure in something. It just does, right? So it's about, healthy falling in love, healthy understanding what it takes to make something work, right? Being very loving, very giving, and recognizing what you need to be in a very healthy relationship. And that's being clarified by the pain that you felt in the past. But at least whatever heartbreak you experienced, whatever pain of a truth you experienced, whatever past betrayal, whatever it is, the clouds of doubt are cleared away. And now you're in this space where you're like able to face reality. At least the confusion of that is gone. At least you know where you stand. So that really nice healing can begin, and you're ready to meet somebody new. We have the Page of Wands, very sexy energy, personification of fire. You're very ready to express yourself. Either you're getting out there or you're meeting somebody like this. Now, not the most mature energy when it comes to relationship, but that might not really matter initially. Because, clarifying this sort of desire is the recognition that something had to end. There's age here, right? So if you're single, right, and this is for the single portion, this is getting over it. This is like a necessary surrender. This is like the red flags aren't hidden anymore. The lights are on. You could see everything in the shocking light of day, things that you didn't see before. And it's almost like, and that's the process of healing a lot of times, right? As we kind of work through the healing process, all of a sudden, like, we're just very clear about the reality of something that was a hot mess in the moment, but we were too entrenched to see it at that time. So it does seem like, this is just what the doctor ordered here. Page of Wands. Very nice energy, yes. And the thing, I have to tell you, the fact that we got the Ten of Swords, we didn't get the Ten of Swords. I'm talking out of my... The Ten of Swords energy is Mercury and Virgo in the 5th house of falling in love, love affairs, romance. There is the shutting of a door that's happening energetically along with this Tower. This is so healthy. It's like you have leveled up to the next level of healing, if not totally done with that person. And a lot. And how do you know when you really start to heal? Because it really is this element of like it's a peeling away like an onion, right? Because we're not robots, as it turns out. Where you're not thinking about them every second of every day. Maybe you're thinking about them. It goes to once an hour, a few times a day, once a day, once every few days, a couple of times a week, and then it goes into weeks. And that's how you know that you're really healing too. So nice energy, very primed energy for you to actually meet somebody. We got that Knight of Wands. We have the Page of Wands, which can indicate, now again, these are not the most mature energies. I don't see right now for this month, keeping it real, Taurus, I don't see you meeting somebody who's like the absolute end all for those of you who are single, but I think it's fine. I see you meeting new energies and having fun. Just be careful. Just be careful. This is Mom Jackie. Just having fun. All right. So let's go into, okay, well that really wanted to come out. For those of you who are coupled, let's do a 7-card ellipse for those of you who are coupled. Oop. Somebody pregnant. The Empress energy for right now, and this is you right now. Either you're pregnant, you want to get pregnant, some sort of focus on the kids have something to do with the relationship, your kids, their kids, whatever the idea of kids, or it's this idea of growing and building. Buying that house, buying that business, getting married, getting engaged, leveling it up to that next space. That's very much where you are. Really nice energy. The outcome is the world. Here, the future is the world. But we have some things to think about with that World of Cup and 4-cup energy. So we have the Queen of Wands in the past. So Queen of Wands is you stepping into your power, Taurus. Yeah, you feeling very, love this energy. You just having the strength and the know-how and the energy to energize relationship in this way. The very passionate energy, very motivated to make something work. Yeah, I do. I like this as well. It's a Pisces and Aries energy, right? So it's being very sort of focused on making your dreams happen in relationship, because Pisces really does rule our dreams, and Aries is about fresh path, new perspective, like come on, let's go. So really realizing what it is that you want for your future, right? And a lot of you may be, again, focused on the idea of children, growing, getting married, buying that business together, building that house, moving into that house, whatever it is. That's the Empress is straight up Venus. So Venus, Venus is a beautiful energy, and it's not only about love, it's about feeling really good about yourself, especially as it's going to be in Libra. So half the month Venus is going to be in Virgo again, and then the other half it's going to be in Libra. So the half that it's in Virgo, you're being very critical about what's necessary, not in a bad way, very critical and very focused on what's necessary to improve something. And then once it goes into, and that's all happening in your 5th house, right, of love and falling in love and all of that relationship, right? And then it's going to go into your 6th house with Libra, hang out with Libra there. So there, you're going to have a strong desire for that relationship energy that can simultaneously show up, though, as a cool detachment, where We can all be kind of over idealistic about how things should be, prompting an easy glossing over of some potential deeper issues that need to be discussed. So you just want to be careful in this energy of agreeing to things that you might end up silently resenting. So you kind of make your mantra like balance plus fair plus loving equals growth kind of thing with this Emperor energy here. And we have the World in the future. So nothing to be mad at here. I mean, this is happiness, being in a very fulfilling and loving relationship, but not by accident. This is after some very hard work, because this is a Saturn energy. So you're putting in a lot of hard work into something, and it's paying off. And the advice here is new approach. Absolutely, I love it. I mean, this is about, besides going with the flow, it's doing things differently than before. So whatever you guys were doing before, it does seem like a new approach. So maybe taking a new strategy. If you guys have been sort of floundering in this where are we going, whatever, become more decided in this energy. This is the month to do it, 100%. What are you going to do? You're going to get married? You're going to move in together? You're going to be exclusive? What are you doing? Or are you saying, okay, I can't get anything that I need in this relationship. It's time for me to go in a totally different direction. Obviously, some of you are going to be doing that, right? Again, I don't know you or what's transiting, but it's this idea of different, of new, of a new approach, right? So some of you may be deciding, all right, we're going to have that baby after all. We're going to move. We're going to do fill in the blank, whatever it is. We have the energy external to you. We have the Two of Wands. So this is a really nice energy here, because this is about, this is always an indicator of like partnership, right? So, okay, I have to say what I'm getting. For some of you might be meeting somebody new, either through work or friends. Because you're feeling a sense of lack in the connection, and you might be in this space where you really want to grow. You feel very amped up to grow a relationship, but you're like, I don't think this relationship's going to work because of A, B, and C, because they don't do that, that, and that, with the Four of Cups energy. So this is going to be for some of you. You might be meeting somebody, and you may be in this space of recognizing that you are not, in fact, getting all the things that you want and need in this relationship. But the Four of Cups always asks us to recognize that there's something within us that we have to heal from the past, that whatever situation is going on happens to be poking at within us. Very interesting. Just be mindful, right? If there might be excuses being driven up or conjured up here to not be in the relationship because of something else, fear of a commitment, whatever it is. Maybe another energy is still on your soul, something like that. But okay, so that's going to resonate for some of you, not all of you. Others of you in relationship, this Two of Wands energy could be some sort of great opportunity coming in that is like maybe a new home, the idea of getting married, the idea of having a baby, the idea of whatever it is, this idea of moving forward. But there are two aspects to the situation that you have to figure out what's the best thing for you, right? That's always what the Two of Wands indicates, right? And this energy is coming from somebody else. So somebody may be coming in and saying, hey, do you want to fill in the blank, have a baby, get married, whatever it is, your partner coming in, right? Because this is representing your partner. What's blocking you is this feeling of lack, whether it's financial issues, whether it's not feeling as connected as you would like to feel, whatever it is. It's this very psychological energy. Like you have more support than you realize, but this could be your block. Now, for some of you, straight up, you could be in a partnership, but you're secretly still hurting over someone else from the past. Because this could certainly show up as like that pain after a breakup kind of thing. And this is your internal block. You may not even be talking to anybody about it. But that holding back and that holding on to that pain can end up causing confusion. Like you might be with this amazing person, but you're in the space of where it's like, I'm having the hardest time letting go of that energy, and you're creating situations having to do with the relationship where you're like, oh, you know what, this relationship is kind of, I feel restless in it. It's not as exciting as I would like. It's, you know, I feel kind of disillusioned by everything going on. And I feel like I'm never going to get what I really want in this relationship. But at the end of the day, you may need to really actually heal something still from your past. And it may, some of you, not have anything to do with this person. For some of you, it might not have anything to do with the person. It might be some sort of challenge, like if you're feeling like scared of money, scared of connection, scared of something that is kind of really rooted in, or more of something from your early life, from your family, whatever it is. But whatever it is, it's like this sticking point, and it's creating this element of confusion, and you being in the space where it's like, okay, you know, what do I really want to do here? Well, what the advice here of the cards is, what you want to try to avoid is pointing all fingers in one direction, even if everything you're saying is true about what you're feeling. In other words, that might be true, but it's not the whole story. The rest of the story would be, what is it bringing up in you that's making you feel uncomfortable? Okay, we have death and rebirth, Scorpio energy, ruled by Pluto, endings and beginnings. Okay, so it's like the relationship ending, at least for a time period, to move away from the toxicity. Okay. We have the center card, the Three of Pentacles, this idea of being able to come together to have a successful relationship. But you're feeling very overwhelmed by that idea. You know, this is overwhelmed, responsibilities. Also, the idea of whatever it is that you guys need to work on, it may be keeping you so busy that you guys are not paying attention to the relationship in the way that you need to. Do you know what I mean? You get so busy with work and kids and friends and family situations and nonsense that's going on, and all of these worries and all of the noise that life brings, that you're not able to really focus on the relationship in a very healthy way. So all of this noise is coming in and creating these issues. Queen of Cups. I like it. Let's get the 2. Nice. All right. It just seems to me like this is like a very necessary sort of like transitional period that you guys are in relationship, because the Queen of Cups, Gemini and Cancer energy in astrology, is being able to articulate what it is that you want, need, and desire to feel grounded, rooted, and safe and secure, and you're assessing the relationship based on that. As this is about assessment and letting go of the past and making a decision about the past and spiritually waking up, right? And shifting it into a new phase. Now, for some of you, keeping it real, some of you are going to be leaving one relationship and going back to somebody else that you were with. There's going to be a big ass argument here, and it's still going to be very confusing. So just saying, right? Because the Judgment energy can indicate this need in your soul. It's almost like something you feel like you have to do. Like you feel like almost like an unfinished symphony kind of energy. You feel like you have to go back and reconcile something with that energy. And it ends up being a bit of a battle of the wills, right? Very strong opinions flipping back and forth. And then we have the 7 of Cups, which ends up in this space of like choices and confusion, commitment issues, not sure what's real, what's not. I don't know how I feel. So that could end up being the case for those of you who are resonating with this as somebody, you not being totally over somebody, okay? For others of you, you're still with the same person, you're having the communication about what it is that you honestly need, and you're assessing the situation. You guys are having arguments, and it's leaving you in a space where you're feeling very confused, very defensive of yourself with the 7 of Wands and the Hermit energy. Some of you are going to be just looking at the cycles within the relationship, but you're going to be stepping back and you're going to realize that you might need to invest more energy and work to smooth over the issues that need addressing in this relationship if you're going to work it out. And in doing that, you need to address like any of the healthy cycles within your connection so that they don't keep happening. Because Hermit is Virgo. Virgo's a big thing this month, besides the fact that, yes, the sun's going to be going into Virgo, besides the fact that Mercury is going into Virgo, besides the fact that half the month Venus is in Virgo with Mars, right? There's a lot of problem solving, let's get to the bottom of this stuff, energy kind of thing. And I feel like you will. Regardless of whichever path you resonate with, at the end of the day, the Hermit is about solving a problem. Getting a different perspective and solving a problem. All right. Okay. Let's go, complicated. Let's go. Let's see what we're talking about here. Pull a Celtic cross spread for you. I mean, very positive energy here, wanting. This idea of wanting. Two of Cups is nice, you know. This is harmony after, after maybe some challenges. This is the ability to actually nurture the relationship in the recent past, right? So you guys might have had a conversation, important conversation about, the way things can be moving forward. I mean, you're very... you're feeling very powerful right now about the relationship, or at least you're feeling very passionate, right? And you really want to work something out. You really want to make something happen. You want to energize this. You're stepping into your power. You feel very, very passionate about this connection. There's no question, but your challenge is the Ten of Cups. The challenge is feeling content in it. The idea of family. You're not feeling very secure. That's the thing here that you need to be looking at. Now, this could be, for some of you, this can indicate a broken marriage. For others of you, this could indicate family trouble. For others of you, this could be you guys were together, but now like somebody moved out as well. But that's sort of the challenge. The basis that you're working with here is that you still have fire in your belly for this relationship. You're in a strong position, but you're very, very, very dog-tired. You really are. But you're going to have the perseverance to see it through. So it's a temporary feeling. You're feeling very defensive, right? You just want to make sure that you don't run away with that. You don't run away and become the Ten of Wands energy straight out of the gate. There's a situation right now with the Sun. What is the Sun? The Sun actually, somebody mentioned something very interesting the other day. I'm going to mention it because I thought it was interesting, though I have to say, in full disclosure, I did a lot of research and I called two of my old astrology teachers and one of my tarot mentors from many, many years ago, a shaman that I studied with, and they never heard of this, what I'm about to say. But one of the members of my community said that they've heard that the Sun often indicates burning out a situation, right? Where when the Sun gets too close to something, it can burn it out, right? It could create fire in a way where it ends up ending the situation. Now, I never learned it like that, and my teachers never understood it like that, but none of us know everything, and I think that kind of makes sense in some situations. So, because we have the Nine of Wands here as the basis, and then we have the Sun. I understand the Sun to be nothing but positive in that the Sun gives us the tools in our toolbox that we need to make something work. And the Nine of Wands is that you still have fire in your belly, and you're going to use all the tools in your toolbox to actually make something work. Okay? That other interpretation I feel like is more negative. And I'm not getting that here. I'm getting the actual advice here is to hold on to your dreams and to really try to, this is about happiness and wishes manifesting, but being very realistic and very practical, guys, keeping it real. With all of this Virgo energy this month, Virgo is it's not only about the problem solving energy, but it's ruled by Mercury. And with Mercury in Virgo, with that 10, it's Mercury in Virgo is the Ten of Swords energy. From the 11th of August on, it's very critical, mental kind of energy. So keeping your thoughts clear and keeping your thoughts balanced and fair and positioned to problem solve, less than needing to be right kind of thing. But it's got to be fair. It's got to be fair, all right? Yeah, because Venus is going to be in Virgo half the month, and then it goes into Libra. So it's about having a very critical eye about the relationship, first half, and then the second half, how fair is all of this? How equitable is everything, right? Because you don't want to get caught up in that kind of manifestation with the Venus and Libra energy because Libras really don't like confrontation, Libra energy. So when Venus is in Libra, it's very easy for us to not have that confrontation that we might when Venus is in Virgo. So just be mindful of that. Now the energy external to you, we have the Eight of Swords. So you may be dealing with somebody right now who's in a space of wondering if this is the right thing for them. Where they feel for some reason, it's like they feel, it's not you, but they feel the self-imposed limitation. They feel trapped. They think things will likely never improve, right? And they could easily feel, because of all of that, that they don't belong in the situation anymore, even though you're in this space of being more of, for lack of a better term, like the cheerleader for the connection. You're dealing with somebody who's not seeming to be as positive, but I'm getting a very tired vibe. I feel like there's tired, heavy. Not that it's negative, tired, like this again kind of thing. Your challenge is temperance. So this is always a pain in the ass, because this is about imbalance and a lack of cooperation and unfairness having to do with something in the relationship, whether it has to do with some sort of pragmatic part of your relationship, maybe money, where you guys are living, something to do with home, whatever it is, but you feel like you're putting in a lot of work and it's just not working. And at the same time, you might be feeling challenged by something that needs to change, and the stress of a past situation that's currently impacting your life is like you can't not look at that, right? For some of you, this could indicate like difficult memories coming up from the past, makes you feel stuck and held back. You're not able to move forward. So we have the Three of Coins in the near future. So the Three of Coins, honestly, is about coming together and trying to collaborate, really wanting to work at something. This is an energy of success, I will say, but it's through coming together that you could do it, right? Coming together. It's very much an architect energy, right? Where it's like, okay, we're going to work this out. What is this going to look like? What do we have to work on? Where are we going to live? What do we have to talk about? Whatever it is, right? That kind of thing. Then the final outcome energy we have here is the Three of Wands in reverse, which is a delay. It's a delay, guys. It's not a knot. It's a delay. It's some sort of setback. Okay, Five of Wands. So there's going to be an argument. There's going to be an argument about the cycles and the things that you guys have been through, and how, you know, you guys need to work on the relationship in a more problem-solving way, in a more like proactive problem-solving way. Page of Wands. Page of Wands, personification of fire. But this is the thing. This conversation, because the Hermit is Virgo, right? Virgo's ruled by Mercury. So we have Mercury in Virgo this month. So this problem-solving energy, it does seem like whatever solution is going to come up, it may bring some sort of solution, some sort of offer, but it's not going to be quite what you would ultimately like it to be, but you still want to be in it. You're still willing to be in it. We have the Page of Swords. So it's some sort of conversation, some sort of useful information is going to be coming in from this person. And they might be a little insensitive to what you're feeling. They might be pretty forthright, right? But ultimately, they're going to be able to face whatever challenges are going on. But it could be kind of like a, look, this is the way I think it needs to be kind of thing. Let it ride, though. Let it ride. Not to say that you're going to, not sit down and try to negotiate something, but it does seem like somebody very much kind of wants to come in and present what they're thinking of, right, in a very mental way. But I feel like there's a positive vibe too, particularly in this deck, if you see. Look at the blue jay on his shoulder. Blue jays are very spiritual, very beautiful spiritual helpers. We have the Two of Coins, so there is this energy of negotiating, needing to make a decision regarding more than one path. So this could be you within yourself or you with your partner, where you're like, oh, are we going to do this? Are we not going to do it? How are we going to figure this out? But the thing is this: you're absolutely feeling a sense of lack in something, whether it's a lack of connection, a lack in money. There's something lacking here that needs to be called out and put on the table. Queen of Swords. Lots of honesty is needed here. Be very motivated to find the truth of a situation, like how somebody's really feeling is what I mean, right? It really is this energy of like psychological motivation. It's a Virgo and Libra energy. This is you being very determined to get to the bottom of something. And then we have the Page of Cups. Very nice. This is good news coming in. Good news having to do with this new cycle. Page indicates a new cycle having to do with emotions. And then we have the Two of Swords, you being in an emotional stalemate. We have the Three of Cups, being very supportive of each other, but feeling like at the end of the day, underneath it all, you questioning whether, if you go along with this, are you going to be wasting your time, victimizing yourself, needing to martyr yourself? Are you going to end up with the lousy end of the stick? Especially if you're in the space of waiting for somebody to, because this Page of Swords energy could bring in this sort of very, well, look, I can't be with you right now. We can't do that right now. We can't get married now. We can't move in. We can't do that now. And you initially, with this Venus and Virgo energy being like, Venus and Libra energy rather, being like, all right, no, it's okay as long as I'm with you and everything. And then the dust settles and you're like, hold up. I don't know about that. Four of Coins, you're going to be concerned about your security and protecting yourself. And being very focused on your foundation and you being okay. High Priestess is, don't tell anybody. High Priestess has to do with secrets. It's a moon energy. So some of you may be involved. Your complicated situation may be that you're having an affair with somebody and nobody, it's on the down low because it's a High Priestess energy. Is having some sort of like discreet love affair. But it's also keeping something very much to yourself. Or you and your partner doing something very privately, not talking to anybody about it. The High Priest is clarified by the Hierophant, who's running off and getting married. But at least there is this focus on expectations, commitment, conforming to a certain way of being. The Hierophant is a marriage card and a commitment energy. Let me pull a final card. We have the Nine of Swords. Hold on. And we have the King of Coins. So there might be this energy where, okay, you're in this situation, but you're like, are they giving enough? Are they generous enough with their money? Are they generous enough with their ability to change and show up and be able to recognize parts of themselves that they need to work on in order for the relationship to work? And, you might be having some stress about that with the Nine of Swords energy. That's anxiety and overwhelm and worry, like not responding well to the stress of a situation. So if you're in a situation where like, your partner's really funny about money or really funny about making any sort of adjustments in their habits for the sake of the relationship, maybe not hanging with their friends so much or being responsible more, helping more, whatever it is, and you being in that space, I don't know, oh my gosh, guys, look at this, in the Eight of Cups. This is about departure and change and having the emotional intelligence to recognize that something's not feeling right and feeling like it's time to move on with sadness but no regret. You might have even left the situation emotionally already, but it's like you're going through the actions of trying to work it out, but intuitively you're feeling like, hold up, something is not really feeling like very good for me here. Yeah. I feel like you're going to be experiencing confusion and disappointment and feeling very let down. Holy smokes, that was like a long one, but I had to keep going. Sometimes I have to keep going. All right. I have to pull some energy to see what's going on with them. It's going to be an hour-long reading. See, this is why I don't do these every week. I don't have time. But I get very wrapped up in your energy, All right, let's see what we have going on. Now, this is going to be a subjective read for the person that you're dealing with. So coming into this energy, in the past, a lot was discussed about what's fair, what's not fair. This could be the truth coming out, and there being this, all right, we need to have like a win-win situation here. We need to talk about what's fair and not fair in this relationship, right? That's a Libra energy. Libra's the landlord of the 7th house of literal contractual connections like marriage or soul connection, anything like that. So right now, the person that you're dealing with, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So that's, first of all, for some of you, you're dealing with somebody who's very greedy. Some of you are dealing with somebody who's in major debt. Maybe they're not greedy and not in major debt, but they are majorly stressing about money. Or it's not only money, the Pentacle, it's also mental, physical, emotional connection. They're just not feeling very connected in the relationship. And the challenge is the Magician in the reverse. So the Magician in the reverse is a bit of a trickster energy. You know, this is an energy of being misled by like just a manipulator, like a smooth, gifted, like bullshit artist. But this could also indicate feeling very blocked, you know, not being able to solve a problem, poor communication, you know, feeling very scattered energy, because the Magician is Mercury, and when it's reverse, it's like, I don't know how to fix this, I don't know what to do. She may be dealing with somebody who's like seriously having some money, like some serious money concerns, money issues, at least serious to them. All right, others of you, it's just being very sort of disconnected, not making good decisions right now. We have the basis of the situation from them is the Two of Cups in the reverse, which is about breakup and separation and arguments and feeling this general energy of like disinterest in engaging in that anymore. We have right now the current situation. We have the Five of Cups in reverse, which is about moving on and forgiveness and just kind of trying to get past something. The advice here is the Four of Cups in the reverse, which is to adopt a new outlook, a new direction, maybe even look for a new option. But this is like a subjective read. In their mind, this is what they think they need to do. And you're the external energy here. You are the Six of Wands, which is beautiful. And this is you wanting to share feelings, you wanting positive communication, you wanting a deepening of the connection. But their block is the Moon, which is about disappointment at the end of the day, feeling very confused, feeling let down. And they may have been the one to let you down, right? But there is just this absolute lack of trust that the relationship can go the long haul. We have in the near future the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. Page of Pentacles in the reverse is like, first of all, it's an immature energy, somebody who's immature with money. So they might be having money issues because they're not very good with money, right? This could also indicate having a lot of problems having to do, could be two things, money and also with their children, right? So this could be like maybe they're having some sort of issue if your partner has a kid, some sort of issue there. But it could also just be a general immature approach to connection. Yeah. I do feel like you're the one with the big boy, the big girl pants on in this connection, to be honest with you. Yeah, there's like a luggage here, I just feel like, because we have the Empress reverse here is like financial, domestic issues that can create some kind of like very disruptive stress. My right hand is itchy. There's definitely money issues going on here. Definitely money issues here. Possible issues. Anything that would incite the idea of growth, right, with the Empress. So there could be money issues it's impeding the ability to grow themselves from a financial perspective. This could have to do with fertility issues, right? This could have, and anything having to, because the Empress is the mother of the tarot. It could have to do with that. Just feeling like they can't grow in the relationship. Interesting. The Knight of Swords. Unpredictable roller coaster energy, high and lows, truth coming out, underlying conflicts being exposed, expect the unexpected. We have the Devil energy in reverse, more positive than in the upright. But it's like this person's feeling very shackled but it's not as bad as they actually thought. And we have the Nine of Cups in the reverse. The Nine of Cups in reverse is greed, and it's laziness, and it's looking for quick results, and it's not wanting to put the work in that's necessary for the relationship. Clarifying that is the need for temperance, the need to balance something out. So I feel like there is this like I feel like you're going to be calling them, or there's going to be some sort of conversation, because the Eight of Wands is really about good news coming in, great news about love, especially if you've been separated, but, you know, waiting for some sort of decision, for some sort of growth thing. So maybe if they've been waiting for some sort of project or some sort of job news to come in or something like that, that ends up allowing them to incite this temperance energy, which is cooperation and reconciliation, and there being a new level of trust, right, after a pretty difficult time period. And we have the Knight of Wands in the reverse. Very chaotic energy. Impulsive. Sexual excess as well. King of Cups in the reverse. This is an abusive energy. Somebody who's just emotionally abusive. We have the Queen of Cups, having the conversation about what's needed to feel grounded, rooted, safe, and secure in this relationship. And there needs to be some balance. It does feel like there's some sort of test here. But this is the thing. I feel like unless this person gets their way, there's not going to be balance. So it does look like at the end of the day, they do want something balanced with you. They do. But it does feel like they're going to need things that's kind of getting in either my way or the highway kind of thing. So you're going to have to see how you feel about that. Those of you who are in separation. The thought of you with someone else drives me crazy. The thought of you with someone else drives me crazy. I love everything about you, even though I may not like you sometimes. Talking, interested, conversing more. Awaited message arrives. Text, call, email, hovering. Then we have when times got tough, I gave up on you too soon. Clarifying that is, I don't know if I can ever be exactly who you expect me to be. And then we have a girl with the snake, empath, and narcissist paradigm, being charmed or used, enabling boundaries. I was kind of getting that vibe in that spread, guys, to be honest. I kept up a facade to the world, but you always saw past that into my soul. I'm not the person you remember. And then we have sunglasses, watching, stalking, gaslighting, perception, focusing out. Somebody trying to... Guys, this is somebody making excuses, I do want to say. No one ever loved me again the way you did. I never appreciated you until you were gone. Clarified by the mask has fallen off. Clarified by a hand of cards. Taking a chance, a risk. Not showing hands, gambling, being strategic. Be careful of somebody giving you some sweet words, not followed by a lot of actions. Just be careful. You do whatever you want, but just be careful if you're deciding to, because it looks like this, I'm just saying narcissistic tendencies is all I'm saying, okay? Points the finger a lot. That's all I'm saying. Okay, my friends. That is what I have for you. I hope this was helpful for you in some way. I'll see you in a couple of days to do the general energies. Okay? Take care now. Bye-bye.